Welcome to the August edition of Summer Devotions from Church of the Balms. Third month, can you believe it? We are here. This month we're going to focus on Lectio Musica, and that means to be listening or reading to styles of music and seeing what the Spirit has to say to you from that experience. This first week we are going to hear a beautiful solo from one of our church members of the concert choir, Marcia James. She will sing "There's a Balm in Gilead." The hymn is familiar to most of you. You'll find words running in your head as you hear parts of it. And after you hear her solo, I will have some questions you. So please listen to the solo in its entirety. Then I will be back, and you can also respond to the accompaniment. It's not just to the solo if you wish. Now, I want you to take what you jotted down and just set it aside for a moment. We're not going to look at it. We'll come back to it later. Now you're going to see some questions on the screen, and you can pause your computer to write them down, or there's a line at the bottom, as you well know, to click it, and the questions print off on your printer. So here's the first set of questions. What has been a discouraged time in your life? Name one only. What were the things, people, or experiences that brought you a balm to you in that time of your distress? You may have more than one answer. Just trust what you need to write. Now, look at your younger self, any age under 21, when you were first aware of the sacred or God. What language did you use to describe your awareness or God of the divine at the age you selected? What was the balm or the person thing that comforted you the most at that younger age when you were unhappy or distressed? Has it changed over the years? If so, how has it changed? Now pause your screen by clicking the white sticks in the bottom left corner of your screen. Write out your answers, and then you return by clicking the arrow on to come back when you're finished. Welcome back. I now want you to pick up the set of words that you set aside from the first experience of listening to the solo and the accompaniment of the Balm and Gilead. And I want you to circle only three, of the most outstanding words or phrases that captured you. Now take those 3 circled items and see where they fit in the answers to the questions that you just finished. You may or may not have a whole new category or a theme when you try to place your initial discoveries. If so, trust it. Listen to yourself, and if it is an extra theme, list them below your questions. We will pull it all together. So pause your screen and do the circling. Join it with your answer of questions and return when you are ready. Now I think it's going to be kind of helpful to you, as it was to me, to learn some factual information about that word Gilead, because it has some pretty powerful messages to give us when we explore and experience this song. Gilead is known biblically in Genesis and Jeremiah in the Hebrew scriptures. It is several things. It's not one thing. It is a mountainous region east of Jordan River in the modern day Jordan as we know it. And its meaning of that mountainous range is heap of stones of testimony. Now, isn't that fascinating? It's also known for its rare perfume that's gathered from plants on that mountain that's used to produce medicinally products that are named for the region in the Jordan, Gilead. Gilead is a medicine. When William Tyndale wrote the King James Bible in 1611, he used the expression balm in Gilead, and it has become a signifying universal cure, figuratively, for people when they hear that word. In the New Testament, the balm of Gilead is interpreted as spiritual medicine that is able to heal Israel or sinners in general. And early Christianity took the word balm to mean Jesus was the healer and the forgiver of our sins. Our American exposure to the idea of balm in Gilead for most of us comes from an African American spiritual. That's its origin for our awareness. Actual dates unknown, but it can be traced to a version in Washington Glass's 1854 hymn, The Sinner's Cure. Now, how are we going to tie this together? Remember the original meaning of the Gilead mountain? A heap of stones of testimony? Do you realize you have captured, through listening and writing out answers to the questions, circling your words and adding them in, that you've written part of your life's testimony? What you have for balm and what has comforted you. If we pause to think about why this became such a famous African American hymn, we don't have to spend much time to realize that their slavery, torturous living conditions, and oppressions brought out a song of where they looked for balm. Where was their comfort? To Gilead, to God, to Jesus to be comfort and support. And thus their song became a testimony of how they were surviving that horrendous time in American history. Now you're going to see the screen will show you the words to the song Balm in Gilead. And Read the words aloud to yourself. Remember the power of hearing your voice say the words. Digests within you something new that you don't grasp just by listening. If you want, sing it if you know the melody. Hear those words in the context of your life today. What are you leaning on? What is your balm? And what testimony do you have to the balm, the God, the divine in your life? Well, today I get to give you a future assignment, not just the one we're participating in. From this Lectio Musica experience, I suggest later today, tomorrow, during the week, you take all you wrote and you write out your own testimony. Here's a couple of sentences to start your testimony with if you feel like I don't know where to begin. I wish to share how God. I want you to know my experience with the divine. Just take it and run with it. Pull the words you got from this interaction with the song and write your own testimony. But for now, we've entered the last step of Lectio Musica. All capitals, remember, rest, R-E-S-T. Lean back, savor what you wrote, what you discover. Capture any unanswered questions at this time. Be in the presence of the divine, this sacred energy and space. This balm in this moment is for you and for nobody else. Stay as long as you wish, and when you're ready to leave, say thank you in the way that feels natural to you. I give thanks to Marcia James and Reverend Jim Alexander for sharing their gifts with us and permission to use this solo and accompaniment for our devotions today. Blessings on your week ahead. I will return with a new Lectio Musica next week with a new style. Shalom.